people, CzarThwomp here, and welcome to episode 24 of Apollo Justice. Last time, we cross-examined Klavier, and she was helping us out with her testimony, but then, basically, Klavier comes in, just shattered it with a single piece of evidence in the form of the window being shut. So, basically, now we're pretty much back to square one. Anyways, let's just get going. And we're going to cross-examine Ema now.
I believe Machi stole the body because of some lyrics. He moved the body to match Klavier's song. No one in this country had a motive to kill the victim, and Machi practically left his signature at the scene. All of this evidence clearly points to the defendant.
Oh, and I'm seeing this weird white dot. I think I looked into a light. I'm not sure. Klavier's song? Ja, the guitar sounded. You'll notice it's code too, did you not? It's code? All the events that day that followed the lyrics to our song. First, the keys my heart held onto so tightly were stolen. Then, prosecutor gave his guitar burst into flames on stage, the best part of the show. Mr. Latusse's life was taken by a bullet. The rest hardly needs explanation. Guitar, up together on to the sky. That's mad! It's like a story out of some fairy tale! I admit I'd forgotten about the song, but there it is now, waiting for me, the grand finale, as it were.
Hey, you know, I was the one who first noticed that.
I've heard of jumping rope to songs and continuing to songs and counting to songs, but killing? It's a wide word out there, Judge. Very well. We've heard one song and dance, let's get on to the next. The cross-examination. I'm not so sure I'm going to be doing much singing. Apollo, no one wants to hear you go singing. Apollo starts singing, it'd be like a sonic burst. Give Apollo a microphone, just, I die! Boom! Just giant shockwave comes in, just knocks everyone back. Tears off one of the walls. Who would steal a body just to match some lyrics?
I didn't believe it myself, but it just can't be a coincidence.
It is as Fraulein Detective says. Let's begin with the first verse, if you would. Fraulein Detective?
What? You want me to sing it?
Yeah, otherwise you'll be keep singing a sad tune. The tune of your pay being cut. You are the witness, Ja, or did you want me to sing? I warn you, my fee as a vocalist is not trivial.
Fine. Let's look at the first part of the lyric, shall we? When you stole away the keys, my heart held so tight.
I'm sorry, I can't sing it. That voice. Indeed, my favorite heart-shaped keyring was stolen that morning.
Next, we go to the right page of the lyric sheet, where we find burning on my heart, fire burning my love away, all away.
I'm sorry, my female voice is too close to my Monokuma voice. Yeah, sorry, I missed that one.
Like a bullet of love, fire, take my life away, all away. Mr. Latusse's life was taken by a bullet.
Bravo, Fraulein Detective, you're singing. It's not bad. Now for the finale. Guitar, up together to the sky. As it says in the lyrics, Mr. Latousse was found with the guitar high in the sky over the stage. No series of coincidences could have been so well conceived.
He's right, scientifically speaking.
What would Waki have said? That concert was whack! Actually, no, Apollo. Knowing Waki, there would be at least one F-bomb right between the that and correct, and he would also add a for shizzle or namin.
It's hard to argue when she pours her heart into it like that. Anyways, like the shooter.
Does the prosecution have any idea why he'd do all this?
You want my scientific opinion? No clue. But he clearly had a reason to go through all the trouble. Some deep reason.
A deep reason? Not only did he steal my keys, he tossed my guitar. I'm for Killer X, even if he had a reason, and worse if he had none. But one thing I find just hilarious is the fact that just Klavier, he's just assuming that Machi stole his keys in the morning. How did Machi steal his keys first thing in the morning? How is Klavier intending a reason that Machi stole his keys that morning? What, Machi break into his apartment like some Mission Impossible sort of stuff? Machi just feeling his way up the wall and then just smashing his window in? I swear, just the guy. I wouldn't be surprised if just a Gavin family pastime is them just sitting around a table in some sealed off cellar, just talking about how the government out to get them, how the Illuminati's out for their heads.
Kativa's complaints aside, I can't imagine someone doing this on just a whim.
Right, detective! I take offense at that description! Indeed, it does seem too well rehearsed, shall we say.
Yes, this crime was planned for sure.
But Mr. Ledoux spoke English. He may have come to this country before.
I looked into that, I assure you.
Oh?
It was his first time in the country, it seems. Apparently he learned English on his own.
Great! You see, no one here had a motive to kill him, and certainly not in such an elaborate fashion. But still, Klavier just really going on Machi about those keys. Literally, that's probably just the entire basis of Klavier wanting to get him arrested. Because, really, think about it. Look at Machi. You think he can handle a .45 caliber revolver? That thing would take his entire arm off. Firing it twice, nonetheless. It does seem difficult to imagine.
Unless our famous prosecutor did it as a publicity stunt.
What did you say? Rescue Gavin, you did this to write your song? The Gavin family way. Of course not, and I am quite dismayed by the ludicrous nature of her claim. Why would I need promotion? Everyone already listens to my music. You think I'm afraid of people? No, I'm the number one. I've been on the Rockapels.
They're even in my textbook at school.
Yeah, basically those drawings that people do in pencil. And I'd never heard of them. What does that even say about me?
I was kidding. Don't get all worked up, Glimmer Boy.
What do you mean by his signature?
The bullet holes in the wall, of course.
The bullet holes?
Yes, they were them for Braille. The revolver was fired twice. One shot missed and left a hole in the wall.
And that means what exactly?
The dressing room isn't exactly spacious. Picture the shooter facing off with the victim in there.
Oh, and mind you, everyone's under the assumption that Machi is blind. So basically, apparently the blind boy can basically operate the small blind boy can operate a .45 caliber rifle with only 2 shots.
That can't have been more than 5 feet apart. It would have been difficult, almost impossible to miss at that range.
Difficult to miss, you say?
Very. Assuming the shooter could properly aim.
Or if the gun didn't have insane knockback. No, you can't be serious!
Machi, he can't see! That's why he missed. That's why he missed. It's the only explanation that makes sense. He used sound and other senses to fire the gun. Poorly.
That reminds me, the monitor in that room was blaring at the time, Jar. Highly ideal conditions for tracking by sound. A blind shooter. No wonder he missed. I knew those bullet holes would come back to haunt me. Think, Justice, what to do now? Raise objection. There are several. Sure, there were bullet holes left in the wall. But that doesn't prove the shooter couldn't see. Oh, how so? Well, there could have been a struggle with the victim. That certainly is possible. Oh, yes! Because Machi Tobai, the small 14-year-old boy, could take on Latouche, this hulking 35-year-old guy. Literally, Latoos could probably just smash Machi with just one hand. And it might have been the revolver's fault. The revolver was a very large caliber, correct? If the sure wasn't used to fire such a large weapon, why, it could dislocate their shoulder. Exactly! The defendant Machi Tobai is, as you can see, tiny! And that's coming from me, mind you! It's not that hard to picture him firing the gun and missing entirely! The knockback alone would throw off his aim! A convincing argument, to be sure. Haha! Take that, smug prosecution!
Polly.
What?
That bit about Machi being tiny. And the gun throwing off his aim. Aren't you kind of, admitting that he did it?
Oh! It does not matter why he missed. What matters is that the shooter was, without a doubt, the defendant. Even the defense seems to agree on that point. Yeah! Christ, I really want my win this time! But let's get the facts of the matter on the record, if you would, Fräulein Detective. Very well. The witness will add this to their testimony.
Right!
He was blind just because loose bullet holes in the wall? I think I've proven that!
I wouldn't call it proof, per se.
Huh? You've merely raised a possibility. Fräulein Detective has made the most logical conjecture based upon the evidence. Of course, there is more evidence than just bullet holes. The defendant was the only one who could have escaped through the air vent. But wait! If he was blind, how would he have known about the air vent in the first place? Ah, a very good point. Well, Fräulein Detective, if you'd get to explain. He certainly seems sure of himself.
Recall the crime scene if you would. There was a stepladder below the air vent. As it happens, maintenance was scheduled for that day. Custodial staff went around checking all the air vents.
I don't believe it.
I went backstage and told about the maintenance, including Machi Tobai. You would have known that there would be a way out at the top of the stepladder.
Well, why is this the first time I'm hearing about this? You could have figured it out for yourself. You only needed to consider what the stepladder was doing there. Yes, Klavier is on Team Stepladder. Looks like the defense's objections has been squished by a stepladder. Yes, the judge is also Team Stepladder. Apollo's getting Team Stepladdered. Bad hair forehead. Lots of ammunition, perhaps? I've never seen Prosecutor Gavin so aggressive. Maybe he's caught the scent of blood. Or that I'm on Team Ladder.
Polly, don't you have something, anything? You know what we need? We need something to prove the killer could see. That'll put him in his place.
Whoever the shooter was cited would do it. How would take down one of their central points? Do I have any evidence that can prove that the... Fine, I accept the prosecution's knowledge. As I knew you would have, forehead. What exactly am I up against here? The prosecution is saying the shooter missed because he or she couldn't see. Therefore, Machi, who's blind, did it. The defense will please present their evidence. Evidence that overturns the prosecution's claim that the shooter couldn't see. Evidence! Yeah, because basically he could, because the bloody message was wiped away. The photograph of the crime scene. I don't care much for the smirk on Prosecutor Gavin's face, but this is no time to think twice. Time to press on. Yes, Your Honor, the crime scene. There was something in here that decisively contradicts the prosecution's voice. And CzarThwomp, stop following my lines. I'm not Sabuki. Then perhaps you'd best show us this something. Get your finger out of the breeze and put it to good use, Jar. Very well. Show us what you're talking about, Mr. Justice. The contradiction at the crime scene is... The contradiction is right here!
The smeared bloodstains!
I thought it was just my blurry vision, but it really was blurry. the way the victim's hand is raised above his head, much like a gesture I've seen many times in this court.
It's almost as if he wrote something. I get it. At least I think I get it.
Get what, Fräulein?
When Mr. Latouche was shot, he tried to write something. And what would he write but the shooter's name? And what would he write it in by his own blood? Pretty good, huh?
Thanks for making my point for me. Yes, in fact, that's what I think happened here. That does seem to be a distinct possibility.
The victim wrote the killer's name. It's certainly a logistical conclusion. Drat, I just wish it wasn't all rubbed out like that.
Of course it's rubbed out. Why, if I were a killer, I certainly wouldn't want to leave my own name behind.
Neither would I.
No one has anything else to say? About what? So the prosecution accepts this. You agree that this was the victim making an attempt to record the name of the killer, and that the killer tried to rub the name out.
What's your point?
What's my point? Let me ask you this. How did the killer know the victim was writing their name?
Well, Mr. Latouche was writing something in blood. Once the killer saw that, he was... Wait.
Once he saw what it was. But what did you just say about the shooter?
I said they were blind. Ah!
Yet the crime scene itself contradicts that. The killer had to be able to see. Why would they rub out the name in the blood otherwise? May I run this court that the defendant Machi is blind? He could have been the shooter.
Impossible!
Order! Prosecutor Gavin, please explain to me what all this means. I mean, look at this photo. It seems quite clear that the shooter could see. Yet up until now...
It seems I owe the court an apology. The Gaviniers are a band with law enforcement ties, yet a murder occurred. During our concert, apparently, this caused some confusion over jurisdiction. As a result, some reports were not filed in an entirely timely manner.
I'm not sure I like the vibe I'm getting here.
Hey, Polly, look at him. Why is Prosecutor Gavin all relaxed and smiling like that? Like he knows something we don't, and he's about to tell us.
I've got an idea. Let's work with these documents that were updated just now. But before that, I have a question for the Fräulein detective, if I may.
What?
Tell me, why do you think that Machi is blind?
Huh?
What do you say?
What are you saying? Of course he's blind.
Of course.
He's the blind pianist, right? So he's... doesn't Lemore lead him around by the hand all the time?
No way!
I have a report here on the defendant, Machi. According to this, Machi can see perfectly well.
What?
His blindness was merely a publicity ploy by those clever Burgundians. And then meanwhile, Pauliano, he's just like,
I know it! I knew the Burgundians would pull something like this! That is why I kept my hands by my pockets at all times! To ensure that that little Burgundian scam wouldn't pickpocket me and take my money and my coupons!
yeah, Pauliano just fed the over the coupons.
Back! Back, Burgundian devil boy! Back!
He can see quite well.
But you said...
What did I say exactly? Her forehead, not once in the course of this trial have I claimed the defendant was blind. The only one who did that was Fräulein Detective.
But that's...
a significant fact, yeah? Consider, Machi sees, and he was the one who could have fled to the event. I see no problem with this.
But then what about the bullet holes in the wall?
Yeah, the bullet holes. I believe her forehead neatly explains those for us. He didn't this because he couldn't see. It was a kickback from the 45 caliber revolver. A simple accident, in other words. How's that? I'm afraid your objection has just flown off to brighter skies. This is where the real fun begins, her forehead. Okay, come on. I knew you didn't have what it took.
You jerk! Just what was I in here for? Comic relief?
Ja, Fräulein Detective. You make me laugh.
Yeah, apologize.
Ah, oh, sorry.
That's no way to apologize.
To be fair, that's probably the Gavin family way of apologizing. Hey, at least Klavier's pretty much the only Gavin we know who does apologize. He's angered the Trucy now. Look out! What? You're apologizing Trucy like she's the Hulk. Like she's got.
You won't like me when I'm angry, Polly.
And then Trucy just morphs into a giant green muscular monster.
Trucy smash.
Boom!
Trucy smash.
Boom!
Trucy perform magic.
If we could please end the bickering now.
Whatever, I'm not leaving. I can't leave like this. I'll come with some clue to solving this case if it kills me.
But your testimony's already given us enough to convict the defendant. Don't say that! What?
This blood stain. The criminal tried to wipe it off, right?
That seems to be what happened, yes.
We might be able to find out what was really written here.
Really? You can do that?
That's right, with this. It's called luminol. Maybe you all know it. It's a chemical that reacts to blood.
Yeah. Have we done those tests yet?
As I'm gonna tell you.
The blood stains cover the section of the carpet. And in order to perform blood tests, that section was removed and submitted. Perhaps we should request it here in this court now.
Right, go for it, Apollo.
Huh? I have to do the test.
You just have to spray the luminol on it. Simple.
A chemical that reacts to blood. I've heard of this somewhere. Yes, I believe an analysis is called for. How about it?
Yep, more luminol.
Right, ready. It's easy as pie.
Yet Emma doesn't give Apollo the goggles.
Just tap the screen to spray the area. Here, give it a try.
The eyes of the entire court are focused on me.
Polly, your hand is shaking.
Let's do this.
Sorry. Yes, we need those 3 camera clicks.
Wow, it really works.
This must be the power of science. It says IPXX3142006. Is that the killer's name?
Maybe it is. Maybe he's an android from the future.
Aha, I have it.
So what is it?
I thought those letters IPXX looked familiar. Is it an Interpol ID number?
Interpol? You mean the International Police Agency?
Nine for a lie. I meant the pizza place. Of course, the police agency. I should know. You see, I have a decent cousin who used to work for Interpol until, well, he was pushed off a plane balcony by some crazy busty stewardess who fell asleep often. We think she might have been narcoleptic. We don't know. Yeah, most undercover agents working to solve international crimes. But why would he write that number?
Why would Mr. Latouche even know a number like that?
Good show, Fräulein Detective. Rock on! Your Honor, we can verify this number immediately. Zion, are you there? Come up to the witness stand. Zion, you heard what we need. Go check into this Interpol ID number.
Sure thing. Give me 30 minutes. No, give me 27. 26 and a half minutes.
Son of a... I brought my hand down and I got on the corner of my desk. Got right on the glass.
I'm not sure what to think of all this. The prosecution's case is all airtight, so it seems. Yet if this number really is that of an Interpol agent.
Oh, wait, I know. What if Machi is really an undercover Interpol agent?
That could be a possibility. What? After all, how else would he be able to steal my keys?
A possibility, yes. And one that would mark him as the killer for certain. Why did Mr. Latouche know an Interpol ID number? That's what I want to know.
Well, we have some time. While we wait Darling's report. Let's work on unraveling another mystery, shall we? A curious mystery concerning Machi Tobai.
What are you talking about?
Fräulein Detective, please accept my apologies. I received words that the defendant could in fact see just before the trial began. It seemed too much of a bother to tell you.
And Klavier is going to get punched the second he gets out of this courtroom. Emma's just gonna punch him. And she's gonna yell, "Take that!"
You had me until that last bit.
Does this not raise a rather straightforward question?
Well, sure. Why am I not pelting you with 1,000 Zakus right now? Why did Machi pretend he couldn't see?
Exactly. It makes little sense. Why do you think her forehead?
Huh? Me?
Machi Tobai pretended he was blind. Do you know why?
How can he know? Wait, Prosecutor Gavin knows why, doesn't he?
He's known from the start of this trial. He's been leading us on the whole time. That asshole!
Something wrong? Do you think perhaps this is all some kind of game? No, that the moment I heard that report, I knew why.
I suppose people who have sold over 1 billion records really are something else. What does this have to do with anything?
There was another reason Machi Tobai pretended to be blind, but it wasn't for his own sake. Getting the picture now.
It wasn't for himself? Well, Mr. Justice, can you present evidence that shows us why the defendant had to feign blindness? Machi Tobai had no reason to pretend he couldn't see, which means no, it couldn't be!
Good job, forehead. It seems you've thought of something.
Grr, why can't I figure these things out on my own? I ain't having to take my clues from this guy. Very well, look at this. This is why he was pretending he couldn't see. That is Lemur?
We'll answer that question next episode. Anyways, I really appreciate that you took over to watch this episode. Your review. If you go back with the next one, if you like this video, like, subscribe, comment, share, do whatever that you want. And with that, I'll see you next time. Bye.